Good morning from beautiful Vernon, Utah. Where we're at this morning is, well, currently I'm hunkered down in front of a bug-covered truck, and we're here looking for Wonderstone. It's extremely windy out today, and if you don't know what Wonderstone is, it's going to be a banded rhyolite. Now, behind me, basically that's everything. Now, historically, I guess there's been claims out here. There's no current claim markers, so, you know, that. It's also listed in, like, all of the rockhounding books. Let's look at some of this material because I think it's pretty neat, and it should be fun to cut, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So here's some examples of what it can look like. Quite pretty, that banding. Now, we'll probably pick up some little samples like these. Obviously, we want stuff that's going to be more solid, and some of it I think we're going to have to take some risks on, right? And pick this stuff up and hope that you can see some banding. I think we should get this one wet and give that a look and see. So I think just seeing that little bit there like that, I think this has some good potential for cutting, so it's going to go. And I think we'll try to focus on stuff that's going to fit nicely in the saw. So yeah, here's a wall of it, and you can see this kind of bird's eyes in there. But I don't really feel like chiseling when we have this to just kind of poke through and find some good pieces to cut. Yeah, so you can kind of see the texture on this piece here, how it's kind of almost has like a sandpaper look to it. This is going to be difficult to polish up, but I'll probably get some nice little specimens of it and that. I wonder if it could be stabilized. Not something I know much about, but probably poke around here and find some good little chunks. It's hard to tell. I think some of this is going to be gambling. It's going to be gambling. Also, some people just showed up. Who would have thunk? All the way out here. Well, that was nice. Got to meet a couple of other rockhounds, and they've actually seen the channel. But there's some nice pieces. This is kind of like the lower pit area, which seems pretty promising. Some more color in this. Yeah, neat. Some more bird's eye pieces. There's some good color in here, Sarah. Oh yeah. Cut that in half. That'll look good.
Yeah, that one right there.
Oh, that's a nice bird's eye. I don't know. It's kind of porous though, but I'm curious to see if what people say is true. If like the more porous stuff doesn't work well. Look at that. You can see somebody broke this, right? Like this would have been a great sample if somebody didn't break it. But that, look at that. Well, the Vernon Wonderstone, it's impressive material. I feel like other than a couple of interesting specimens, though, you really need to have a lapidary saw. We filled a 7-gallon tote in How long? How long have we been here?
Half an hour?
Yeah, about a half hour. I mean, I don't see the point in chiseling out at the wall. I mean, stuff doesn't weather out and surface fracture that quickly. So I would just come scoop up your prizes. Seems like a lot of the more big red rock has the most interesting bird's eyeing going on the inside, but I won't know for sure till I can get it back into the shop. But yeah, it's a fun little stopover. I think we're gonna roll out. It's always cool to also meet some viewers of the channel. They're off to Dugway, which is where we we were at. So yeah, let's head back to the shop. Look at some of this stuff wet, cut. Utah has so much to offer in the way of interesting material. So this is some of what we brought back from the Vernon Wonderstone quarry. And of course it was all, it's always fun to meet people that watch the channel here. So that was a little perk for me. I had a couple of questions about the material though. First off, how do you identify what is good material there versus the bad material? And then how does the material take a polish? So I did a little bit of cutting, a little bit of polishing to try to determine what is good and what, is that a surface that can take a polish? I mean, otherwise, if not, I mean, it's really only interesting from a specimen standpoint. So now bear in mind that all of this is not high gloss polish, and I'll tell you why. The way I put a more mirrored polish on something is with cerium oxide, and this does have some small fractures and cracks and stuff like you can see in here, and I was concerned with getting cerium oxide into those crevices, and I currently don't have a really good way of getting it out. Here's another piece that I cut and did that too, and once we look at these, I will kind of explain some of my what I've learned, I guess. So you can see right there we do have some of that pitting, Wait, no, this one here I cut the bottom off of. I didn't do anything with it, but I just want that as kind of a specimen to show it in the raw. And then we have this one here. And this one I think came out the best. I think it's quite pretty. So I've kind of learned through my observation that material with the more dark red on the outside seems more solid. Let me, by way of example here, okay, we have this more light color over here and this dark color. There's a clear difference between the light and dark as far as how porous the material is. This piece here, I thought it was just kind of interesting. I cut that on the slab saw, and it's got kind of like bits embedded in it, which I thought was neat, and I can I can stand it up. So like this piece, right, very dark. I think that will cut up quite well versus let's see, a piece like this, which I don't believe is going to look as nice with that light color, or let's find another good example here. So I cut the bottom off of this one just to see what was happening in it, but you can kind of really see that light and dark. Now that's just my own observation from cutting a couple of these. I think once I can kind of start to work some of my bigger blocks down, I'll be able to know more. I would recommend it though. I mean, if you're in that area, I mean, it's certainly like easy to get to. Any car can go there. And it's just, yeah, drive up, scoop up some material for yourself, and enjoy. Well, I hope you like that. Thanks for coming by the channel, hanging out with me, doing some rock hounding, and I will have to catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching my entire video. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you would like to support the work that I'm doing even further, you can do so by becoming a channel member down below by just hitting the join button. Doing so will give you access to a growing library of videos and posts, and it really goes a long way in supporting the channel. So thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate each and every one of you.